I just had pizza. I don't know why I told you guys that. Editor, take that out. Anyways, in today's video, have you guys been following this Strava drama that DC Rainmaker has talked about on his channel with the videos? He made 2 videos on it, did really, really well, over 300,000 views. He said over 1 million views on a couple platforms. But many of you guys have probably already experienced this as well. Strava has raised their prices on viewers without telling them, and the only way that they really find out is once they go to renew their subscription for a monthly fee or their annual fee after November 22nd of 2022. They would see an increase to their price with no kind of validation behind it. And the reason why I talked about this was just because, one, I found it phenomenal. I mean, I love the cycling industry. I love seeing the changes, everything like that. But they raised the price by nearly double on some of these countries. They released no information about it while doing it. So the videos that DC Rainmaker put out is incredible. His journalism, his investigation, the way he presented the whole video was absolutely beautiful. I mean, shout out to him. I'm going to put a link down to both his videos in the top comment below, which we'll talk about in a second. But just like the whole way Strava handled it, the whole way that people have brought this up, it was phenomenal to me. So I just want to go ahead and maybe bring this aware to some of you guys here and also some of my viewers at home. So anyways, to give you guys a quick dive recap, Strava is a cycling app that helps you record your data. I'm sure a ton of you guys know about it. Record your data, show off to friends, maybe record live segments. On your device, you can also see different routes and stuff like that. It's a great, useful tool. They have a free version, and they also have a paid subscription version. Obviously, the free version will give you less features. Like if we look here, we have on the free version, activity recording, device support, social network, beacons on phone, and that is about it. For the subscription version that you have to pay for, you get a ton more. I'm ghostly white. I'm very white. For the subscription one that you have to pay for, which used to be $59.99 across the board for all countries, you get more options. Beacons on devices, so on your Garmin or on your Hammerhead, it will show routes or segments on your device itself. You have route planning, segment competition, all this cool stuff that you can kind of go ahead and back and forth with your mates or whoever you want to do it with. So there are some cool things to that subscription. Myself, I am a Strava user. I've been on a Strava user since April 5th, 2013. To me, I never needed the subscription, the paid one. It didn't really bother me that much. I literally go out and ride, and that's it. I mean, I like data, yeah, but it's not necessary for me. I'm not training anything crazy, so it wasn't a big thing to me. But for other people who have probably been doing this, it might be a big deal. I know the price increase isn't that crazy, which we'll talk about in a second, but just the way that Strava handled it and went about it. So the way this worked was DC Rainmaker came out and put a video on it. Basically was November of 2022, Strava changed the price for UK users. And it actually was kind of unheard of or swept under the rug because of the fact, I guess, that maybe it was such a small country in the grand scheme of things in terms of the whole world that people were really just like, whatever, they just got price raised. It wasn't that big of a deal. Then in early January, Canadians and Americans got a pretty big price increase as well, similar to UK. So there was much more social activity, much more media about it, much more press about it, and people were kind of outraged about it. The price increases were huge, especially for Canadians and Americans, taking the annual subscription from $59.99 and the monthly subscription from $7.99 to a total of $80. So you went from $60 to $80, which is an increase of $20. Now, in the grand scheme of things for the whole year, it's not that much. But again, this was just, there was no news to it. There was no email to any of the users. It was just a price change that when you went to go renew yours after that date, that's what the price was, and there was no kind of validation to it. So DC Rainmaker went ahead and started creating this video. He started investigating. He started reaching out and sending emails to Strava basically saying, hey, what is your end price you are charging your users? What are you charging your consumer to buy the product? Because in these threads and in these different emails that he was doing, or in reading these different pages like on Reddit, like in social clubs and stuff like that, people were saying that they were paying X amount. People were saying they're paying 70, 80. People in Canada were saying they're paying $100 in Canadian dollars. So there's a bunch of different variations and variables of price increases here, which was crazy. Again, you're using an app that's all the same across the board in the whole world. Nothing changes. But then you're getting charged differently because of where you live. So he emails them basically back and forth with Strava with their PR guy, and they kind of come out like this. I'll bring it up on the screen. 755, right here. Don't give me ad. Okay. So, and again, DC Rainmaker, I actually reached out to him on Instagram after I watched his one video because I was so intrigued by it, and I said, hey, love your work. He's a great tech guy. He does cycling, yes, but that's not all he does. He does Garmin watch reviews, Apple watch reviews, GoPros, DJI, everything. Super, super informational guy. Love it. So basically, he reached out to the PR, and they basically said, at Strava, we are consistently investing the value of our subscription experience to deliver the best in class. A price change was recently enacted to reflect the growing subscription features, as well as local market changes. We remain committed to delivering value to our active community on a daily basis. So again, he even touched base on this. He's like, hey, the price has been $60 for a very long time. I think over the 10 years he had it. It's been $60 over the 10 years that he's had it. No price increases. And like him, I agree as well. I believe that companies should have the reason to change prices because costs go up. The whole economy is kind of going down right now. The price of things kind of go up. By all means, sure, you want to have a price increase. And I think if they would just release an email saying they were going to do this, this would never happen. But it was just the way they released it. So they reach out to him. They go back and forth. And he keeps on asking me a question just over and over again. What is the end charge that the consumers will be charged? No answer. They kind of just dodge a bullet. Thanks. What are your final prices, USD, Europe, and GBP, monthly, annual prices? Basically just want to know, what are you charging your consumer for this? Still no answer at the time. And then they finally leave him at, he goes, sorry, do you have these prices? Wait, just to confirm, Strava can't tell me the price of Strava anymore. And yeah, that's where they left it off at. He was so surprised because Strava would not give him a price for the current end user. Sorry for that face, DC Rainmaker. But yes, they cannot give the end price to a user, which is crazy. So, I mean, even to me, imagine going to like my bike store and someone saying, hey, I want to buy that bike. I'm like, I don't know. For you, it's this price. For you, it's this price. For you, it's this price. They didn't want to give an answer for it. So, after all being said and him going back and forth with Strava, multiple hours go through, he gets left nowhere. He done the investigation. He released a video. It got over 300,000 views just on this platform. Also on Instagram, also on forums, also on Reddit. Nothing happened after that, and I was really, really looking forward to see what happened. After about 2 weeks, he puts out a video called Strava Finally Response, which I was eagerly excited to watch. Has over 124,000 viewers. Me being one of them again. Let me drop a like on that for sure. 2 weeks later, Strava responds to his post, and they basically put out a whole kind of message basically saying, hey, we screwed up. We want to take responsibility for this. We know we screwed up, yada, yada, yada. But again, this is not an email to the users. They post this in their Strava app into a club called Strava Ride Club, I think, which was like a running group, which has over 4 million followers. It's basically like any kind of company's own app that they'll or own club that they kind of put out messages to users who are on there, and you kind of just are following them no matter what. But it has over 4 million people inside of there, so people are like, oh, that might be that good. But you got to think, Strava, the app itself, has over 100 million users. So like he said, it's only about a 4% of users seeing that. It's a single-digit percentage of people seeing that in that message. Basically, they just said, hey, we screwed up. We want to take ownership of it. But they still kind of did it sneakily because they did not send an email out directly to all their users, which they are completely capable of doing because everyone that has a Strava subscription has an email account signed up to them. And even in that post, on the Strava Club post, they did not even put on the prices or why they changed the prices. They didn't give a reason out for what the reason was or anything like that and didn't give an out answer. They basically just linked a place where you can go ahead and go to Strava to find out what your current price is going to be on there now. And if you don't like it, you can cancel it, which is crazy. So this is why I really did like his DC Rainmaker's video. Again, like I said, the journalism, the investigation, every kind of work that he did in there was absolutely crazy. Once he found out that this was going on and he was hearing all this different feedback from different users on all these different platforms, he took it upon himself to go out and make 75 different accounts using a VPN in different areas to get the end rate of what that user is paying. And he actually put out a chart, everything on his own website, which is completely crazy. I'm going to pull this up right now. So we'll see it's right here. Boom.
Creating a brand new
like right here.
account.
He basically took it upon himself for the users like me and everyone else in here, got a VPN and went to every single country. And what a VPN does, it changes your internet location so you can act like you're watching Netflix somewhere else or sign up for a place somewhere else. So he went to all these different places.
Using a VPN and connected to every different country on the list, as well as
and found out all the different billings for annual and end users. And with this information, right here, you can see you have Australia, Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Spain, Indonesia, United States. These are all the new updated prices. So USA went from $7.99 to $11.99 monthly, annually $80, and then this is all the way across the board. Australia to $100, Canada to $100. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I think this is in their currencies, so it's not that crazy high. And then he took it upon himself even more on that to take those current values and break it down on his own website in a chart form, which you can actually see to see the new prices converted to USD equivalents on here. So we can see here, which is, again, I don't get why they're charging different prices in different areas. It makes no sense to me. It's all the same thing. It's one website. You're getting the same exact stuff no matter where you're at. But you can see here, Brazil has the cheapest price point of the USD equivalent of $30 for the year and $4.50 monthly. Going all the way down here, you can see all these other companies. These are kind of still standard rates after the price increase. These are all what they're paying after the price increase, so some of these people were not affected by it. And then you come all the way down to the top, where Germany seems like they're getting screwed over the most, going from the standard $59.99 all the way up to $81.78 and $12 USD monthly. USA is the second top, being at $80. So again, you're going from 60 to 80, which again is marginal. It's not that big of a deal dollar-wise, but in terms of marginal increase, I think it was like 67% or something like that, he said, which is huge. If you raise 67% of anything, you're going to feel it. So it just depends whether or not you need it. And then going down the slopes here, we still have, these are all price increases of people right here that were affected going over. And then even these two, which is so crazy. France right here got the increase, $65.52, which matches all these companies right here. But their annual somehow is still very, very high at $10.89. So if you want to pay, or I'm sorry, their monthly is still very high. So if you want to pay by month, they're screwing you over, which is absolutely insane. What's even bigger news than that is that he goes even further, which I'm going to put a link down below. On his second video at 9:52, he talks about how it's illegal for different countries. It's illegal to have a price difference change for different EU countries. So to give you an example, if you're a country inside of Europe, you should all have the same price point of product for a subscription fee online. Like if you're paying for something online, it should all be the same price no matter where you are in France, Germany, Spain, wherever it should be at, because of the fact that you're inside the same country. I think it'll be similar to like United States, having different prices of different stuff in different states. It shouldn't be like that. So what he's saying is that it's actually illegal to do that. And he even references a point on his website right here. However, there is no possible justification for differences in access to goods or services for customers from different EU countries in the following three situations. And then this one, like he said, he highlights right here, sales of electronically supplied services excluding copyright, blah, 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 such as cloud computing services or website hosting, which is what a Strava subscription should be. So this is completely illegal. And if they do have that option, Strava or whatever company should have out there, they should have some way for you as an end user to change your country of origin to match those prices. One of the users on Strava reached out to Strava themselves and said, hey, I live here. I want to change my region to here. Or I started the subscription here. I want to change it to here. And Strava basically said, there's no way for you to change your country. Wherever you start at, the price you're going to be charged now. So, which again is illegal. But man, that's crazy, man. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I think it's a crazy video. Also, at the end of it, Also, at the end of the email in the Strava Club, they basically said, our intentions were not to hide these price changes, even though they did, like DC Rainmaker said. They blatantly tried to, they pretty much did try to hide it because, like I said, the end goal would have been, hey, just send an email. We're going to raise prices. People probably would never bat an eye at it. If you want it, you want it. If you didn't, you didn't. But the way they went about it, where they just kind of sneakily did it, and people start talking about it. Hey, did your price change? Hey, did your price change? Yeah, my price changed by this. Yes. Yeah, my price changed by this much. That creates an uproar, and then you have people kind of feel like they're getting screwed over for no reason. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it enjoyable. It might make some of you guys think whether or not you need the Strava premium services. A lot of you guys probably will still keep them. It's a great app. Maybe this is going to put some game or some pressure on Strava. Maybe they get a lot of subscriptions leaving. Maybe other big apps like a tracking app like that, there might be some other players who go into that space and maybe try to compete with them now because of that price change on there. So, anyways, guys, that's gonna do this for the video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I will put a link down to, like I said, the first 2 videos by DC Rainmaker. I definitely suggest you check them out because the in-depth breakdown of everything is crazy and a good video. All right. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one.